Hey everybody, welcome to First Impressions of Hyper Light Breaker. It's a sequel to Hyper Light Drifter, which I assume a lot of you have seen and played. It was sort of a pixelated isometric action RPG that came out, 5+ years ago. This one just came out in early access today, January 14th. Comes from Heart Machine Art Games. I've seen some shaky reviews on Steam, but can't always believe what you read. It's also eyes, beauty's in the eye of the beholder kind of thing. So let's go ahead and see what we feel about it. The point of our first impressions videos, if you haven't watched them here with us, is sort of we try the games so that you don't have to before paying your good earned money to let you know what we think of them. Again, it's not a full review, but we'll give it a good hour or two to make sure, to see where we are. Might edit that down into what we actually put on YouTube to our final thoughts. But just kind of poking around, let you see what that game looks like, see gameplay, see how it onboards players, things like that. So that's what we want to get out of this, and that's what we plan to do right now. I'm excited to check this out, though, because my understanding is the genre's changed a little bit. The graphical style has definitely changed. It's a full-on 3D game rather than sort of more of the pixel art that we saw in the last one. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit accept while I talk about this. But we want to see a little bit of how it plays, but I've also heard the actual gameplay mechanics are different in this one. So I believe the developers themselves described it as almost like an open world Breath of the Wild meets Hades, which of course is two very high bars to set for yourself. That could lead to negative reviews in and of itself if that's kind of the bar by which you want to be compared. But ultimately what that tells me is that there are going to be some rogue elements to this. I'm sure there's some kind of permanent progression, but also keeping in mind the game's not fully cooked yet. It is still in early access. I'm sure, maybe I don't know if their classes or how that works, but maybe they're not all there. Maybe all the levels aren't there. Maybe all the items aren't there, whatever that might mean from an early access perspective. So let's go ahead and jump on in. I don't think we need to hang on for anything else. I've heard there are very limited options in terms of what you can do and set from a video perspective. So you can obviously pick your resolution, your shadow quality, some of the stuff like that. We're going to leave it as is. Everything's all the way up. Vibration on the controller normal, and I'm in 1440, so that's what I've got here. And let's go ahead and jump in and see what we got. The game might be a little loud, it looks like, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it down. We'll go from there. Oh my god, it just cranked it up. I need to turn that down before you all go deaf. All right, something crazy's happening. All right, hopefully that's not aggressively loud for you all. Now, keep in mind, I've got a 4070, so as you watch this, I do want you to know that the performance will be relative to a 4070 on PC, which is where I'm playing. So any dips and things like that, especially if you're watching on YouTube, I am streaming this, but if you're watching on YouTube, it is a recording of it in those high settings on a 4070. So take all that with a grain of salt in relation to whatever your personal setup might be. But welcome to the Cursed Outpost. Unlock permanent upgrades, recruit vendors, and buy gear to help you in the overgrowth. Head to the telepad when you're ready to enter. So it's our hub for a roguelite game. So I think it's going to be an open world roguelite. Tutorials can be accessed in the menu at any time. Okay. I don't know if it's like a style thing, but there is definitely, we don't have all our frames. Or it's not 60 FPS by design, whatever that is. So, upgrade. Talk to Pharaoh's Bit to unlock permanent upgrades and decode the fragmented memories of the crowns. Acquire abyss stones and golden rations by completing cycles. Like, these words don't mean anything to me yet. I wish we were kind of getting them a little bit more in stride, but I need to also edit the stream info. Sorry about that. It's another tutorial that we've been given. The frame drops, I have heard, are mostly in the hub. So keep in mind, this performance is what I'm saying. It's not just your stream or your, what you're seeing on YouTube. This is real. It's messy. It's like a little off-putting, I should say. RB is interact. That's not interact button. Breaker Captain, Ferris Bit. So he is who there's going to be some kind of skill tree. So med kit capacity can go up, but again, I don't know what any of this shit is yet. These are videos, maybe. Part of me feels like it's going to be a trial by fire situation. Play with friends. Talk to the robot to start a multiplayer session. The hub will be cool. I mean, it doesn't look like a game that should be very graphically demanding. Can't interact with that guy at all yet. And then where was I supposed to go to actually go into the world? Unlock vendors to buy more gear. Increase their affinity with golden rations to unlock the additional store options. Receive golden rations by completing cycles. Okay. Skexis. It's a boisterous ex-breaker. Oh, that's him. I thought it was a weapon. He smiths high-quality arms for his former allies. So, gift. I can unlock gear upgrading with a gift for him, I guess. And then he has weapons that are apparently better than the weapon that I have currently, which is Soldier's Light. It's a level 0 sword with an attack of 0 to 2. And I have a gun, apparently, that I assume I'll learn how to use at some point. I'm honestly not going to just run up to everyone because I know I have nothing and I'm not going to get anything unless I go play. And I can't go play unless I go to the telepad, defeat the crowns, and I can pursue this thing that is nothing. So it looks like a 4 sort of level boss, maybe 4 or 3 minor bosses, and then a 4th and final boss. This is my loadout. I have perks. Won't let me touch that. Says I can upgrade this, but I don't have, obviously, the tools, so I'm going to go ahead and go. Tutorialization. So I'm entering the overgrowth. I'm not going to cancel. I am ready. Tutorialization could use work. Again, that's the kind of thing I'd expect to be able to sort out in early access. But so you have your primary mission, gather the prisms to unlock the gates of the 3 crowns and defeat them. So I'm going to go kill 3 people. Explore the world to get new weapons and gear. Build up your crew. Exit the run before the Abyss King makes the world too dangerous. So I guess you have a time limit. And then destroy the crowns and the Abyss King to finish a cycle, or use all your chances, and you get a new world. So it'll re-roll itself. So this is a rogue. I mean, I think officially now we have that information. Is this is this a thing? Okay. And all the jitters you're seeing are real. Just FYI, like that's happening. We got Dead Space helmet, we got a 2-headed guy, and we got a dog with a little mask on. This is our map. This is making me excited for Night Rain mostly so far. I forgot that's kind of how some of that's going to work. The map does have some details on it, which is interesting. Like, can I see what this is? It is weird you move around to look at it. The utility is to my left-ish. We do have a quick control tutorial. It's the defaults. We cannot customize those currently. So aim, shoot, interact. Don't know what amp means. Heal is the up arrow, which is good because that's what it is in 9 Souls, the game I'm currently playing. Attack is square. Skill is triangle, so it's not a heavy. Parry with circle. And there's no dodge. A parry with circle is insane. That's an insane controller assignment choice. And no dodge annoys me. Oh, we have a parachute. That glitchiness when I pull it out, that is really happening. It's better there. I'm just kind of feeling it out. So I can coast this around. It's hard to control. You can dash in mid-air with right trigger. When you are riding your hoverboard, jump off of obstacles with A to perform a trick. Okay. And while pushing against a wall, press the dash button to go up it. So we have a wall dash. I'm good with that. I like that. Okay, so that's kind of a wall run. Okay, so you gotta hold it to do that. So that's a diamond shot. We found a new gun. How do I pick it up? Oh, equip. I wonder what cash is. Just get rid of it, maybe take money. Okay, so I do have that as my gun. Also, when you haven't learned the visual language of the game yet, it's interesting because you don't necessarily know like what you even can and can't interact with yet. Like that purple light back there, I was like, is that a treasure chest or? All right, so I guess we're going up into the actual world. It's just like our loading bay. Snowy or ashiness to it. So the frame drops seem a little bit better out here. For better or worse. I wonder, is there a stamina limit on how long I can hold on to this parachute? I'm going to assume I will drop too much to go over here and then wall run up it, but I wanted to try. Okay. We're in the world. Looking at the map. That's me. Looks like maybe there's a gun over this way, or a rail, it says. So some kind of weapon. A shrine straight ahead. What is a shrine? Or is that just what I came out of? I think we ought to give it a fair shake. Oh, that refills our medkits, so it's a bonfire of sorts. I don't know if there's a limit, maybe to the number of times you can come back, sort of like a Helldiver situation. Got a key of some kind. Always a fan of keys. I do also wonder, so they said something about a hoverboard. Assume there's a way to call one out, but I don't know what it is. Okay. So right now, just while I'm running around, I'm going to give you some background. When I went to get this game, just a little bit after launch, Steam already had it as mostly negative reviews. Now, a lot of the reviews I was taking a look at seemed to be complaining primarily about mouse and keyboard and then some performance stuff, which I did already kind of address that with you all. But that is there. That said, I am playing with a controller, as the game does make really clear that it recommends. I guess I don't have like the skills or the... I don't have the water droplets to open this guy. But maybe when I get enough water droplets, I'll be able to open it. Wait, can I just walk on water? No, I'm gonna die. Is that what's about to happen? Or I'll take a little health hit? No, it just like gets you stuck. I thought maybe that'd be a source of more water droplets. But I did just want to call that out so that you all knew. Ooh. Something about that. It doesn't like that in terms of frame drops. Is there a lock on? Seems like no. Also, heal was... I tried to roll, I forgot there isn't one. Okay, so it looks like this thing is powering the shield for the thing in front of it. Maybe? Can I, like, jump attack it? Yes, okay. So shield's gone. It said heal is the up arrow, but I guess you have to have them to use them. I'm gonna run. Damn. Okay, so the melee is realistic. Hoping to find some heals up in here. I wonder if you can kind of auto-recover when you hide. This thing seems like a problem, so I'm going to try to kill it. It also seems like it takes a while to recharge itself. And it's dead now. The combat's messy, and I'm dead. So is that one death, and I'm done? Or do I get a redo? Oh, that's it. So materials retained. I get to take a key, lose the gun, res reactivated. Okay, so I have 4 reses. I've used 1. So it's going to load me back in, I would imagine. So run is 4 deaths. Helpful. Is it going to let me back in? Come on. Okay. So this is where we come back, I guess. Overgrowth is unstable and regularly reconfigures itself, dominated by the power of the Abyss King. Defeat crowns, challenge, run out, last failed, do so, world will renew. Okay, so I already understood that. Wait, it said reses, so 3 of 4, but can I go back in, or was that it? I thought it was going to put me back in the world for that one. So I now have the water currency. Start a breaker team. Oh, that's the online stuff. I have a tail. Do we also not get to customize ourselves? Like if everyone we gonna play through just look the same? I don't have any mysterious barrel currencies. Dude, I think we go back in. Wait, well, I don't know what he does. Guns? Tinkerer. This is obviously where you buy, sell, and upgrade your hollow bites. Kind of thought everyone knew that. Let's jump back in. Oh, I can still pursue this with my new reses. And I don't know if the world will be new again or not. I'm just going to say ready. Oh, it looked like up top there was a like a cosmetic indicator of my person, and it looked like I'd have a set of like 10 plus additional options or types of people I could choose from a cosmetic perspective. The loading screens take a minute to get you back in a game. Come on. Okay. The layout's different already, so it does change. I think it is, right? No, no, it's not. Because down here, that crane, I think, is where I was, wasn't it? Gonna go back and find out. So it's too early to really pass judgment on something like this, right? Especially in early access. I see the bones of something that could be interesting. I do find it intriguing that they changed genres. Like, not only graphical styles, but genres. Now, it still has that sort of cool neon sci-fi cyberpunky sort of feel to it. Are these guys dead still? It looks like only who I hadn't already fought is here. Oh god, I don't have a gun. Jesus. Alright, we're gonna hurry up on this guy before he can reload. For 2 reasons. I'm about to say 1, in the hopes I could get his gun. That's a false hope. 2, because he can shoot me from anywhere. Alright, we gotta kill the... We gotta kill the shield. Oh my god. The barrels are a problem. Barrels are a problem. Got 10 water droplets. It is activated. So it's interesting they put you back in the hub every time. I guess because maybe if you had a boss fight, I'm trying to think of the practical things, but if you need to kill 3 bosses and then a final boss, you may look at that as, all right, well, I killed 1, and now the new boss calls for a different loadout or some kind of change or upgrade I need that you could come back and do in the hub after a death. I guess to make yourself more suited to fight it again, or, you know, in a better build. I'm obviously just going to beeline straight back out. I'm going to that roof. This is my final boss. The rooftop full of bats. It does suck that as we go back out, I don't get to retake the gun that I had found in the beginning. That's an unfortunate development. But I might as well just like just gonna read some news on my phone or something. You know, while the loading screen happens. Tell you about the goings on. It's like this is forever long. Mostly just making sure actually the stream looks okay. I mean that's a long load. Long load. It's not even rendering a new earth. So the prisms are yellow. That's like what I would actually need to progress toward the bosses. I don't have a gun at all now. Having a gun at the start of a run is definitely an advantage. All right. So let's run back around on this one. See, strategically speaking, we can't prioritize guy with gun, get away from barrels. That's going to be a key ingredient. And then shield guy. Oh, the entire loadout of up here is different. Or not loadout, but like enemy set. I think if I stay from barrels, I should be okay. He says as he careens toward a barrel. Nope. Come here, bat boy. Yep. We're okay. We're not that okay. Not without a dodge, we're not. Get away from the barrels. That's going to be important. What does this chest do? I got materials. What I don't have is any stim packs or whatever they're called to heal. Where'd those bats go? They just vanish when you open the treasure chest? Just collecting stuff. I got no idea what it is or what it does. I still don't really know if there's fall damage. Can I climb this crane? These are the questions that need to be asked during an early access time. Oh my. Oh my. I'm inside my own head. And not like in a theoretical kind of way. Alright. I beat the final boss. It says there's a gun here. It must be below me. Below me? I hardly knew me. Be down here? Oh, it's on the guy. I have a certain amount of water droplets. So I guess it's a risk. Like, I'm cashing that in. I mean, I'm going to equip it. It looks like it's a machine gun of some kind. Oh, baby. A heavy machine gun. So now let's take a look at a map. I'm interested in what a prism is or means or does. Equipment. Straight ahead. Screw it. I'm just going to points of interest. What's that, dude? Oh, they're back. Well, why would I stay with that? I already got the loot. Oh, that's an interesting gun. Well, what I'm not interested in is being shot at from sides I don't know about. Did I kill the bat? And is that a health? It's an HP. I got 5 HP. Oh, what's my ammo like? 1 out of 7. Can I reload? I'm also wondering, is that a battery? Is that what that means? Like, I don't have ammo, but it's on a timer to let it restock itself. And then what occurred on the roof behind me is interesting because a new batch of enemies dropped on the roof I'd already cleared. So I do wonder if light armor. Yeah. Again, don't know what cash means. At some point, I should experiment with that. But all right, so that was equipment. Where is a prism? I mean, I'm far from a prism. Shrine's there. I think we just keep one straight in the hopes we can climb and move around and get to the upper parts, because it looks like a lot of stuff is above me. So far, it's been pretty cool. I don't dislike it. It's just, I mean, it's definitely early access, but I mean, that's its own. I feel like there's sort of its own subtext tied to that, where you just need to understand what you're going in with, and I do think maybe there's something to be gained if developers are. When I say more transparent about it, I'm not necessarily saying I'm talking about that, with these specific developers. I just mean in general. If you know coming in, hey, the game stops here. It is missing these things. Here's how we plan to make it better. Going in before you spend your money what you're dealing with. Now, the good thing is, like, the Steam refund policy is, like, as consumer friendly as almost anything I've ever seen. So there is that to consider. Alright, I'm getting... Well, my battery's dead, but I was going to say, I'm getting the hang of the combat. I don't know what these sledges do in terms of damage, or if they're poison or anything like that. I don't even know if there's, like, banes of any kind, but... Whoa! I don't know where you came from. Also, some kind of big alert popped up. I think I unlocked, like a battle challenge of some kind. Man, not having a dodge feels bad. I hope they add a dodge. Like, I just imagine being able to get out of dodge or avoid enemy fire in quick manners when you're far away from someone like this. Like, I can jump, I guess. But even then I jumped, I was just guessing, But to be able to quickly roll out of the way would be interesting. Like, have a gunshot flash or something like that, and you could hit a circle to get out of the way. But I'm just going to tell you right now, Hyperlight Drifter was a good enough game to earn enough goodwill with me that I would never refund this. I mean, like, does it have issues? Is it a complete game? Of course, not yet. It's an early access game. Of course, not yet. Weird sentence. Of course, not yet. Okay, there's something out on the island. It's a blade. I'm intrigued. I'm going for it. I'm interested in seeing if we can get a run here before a final death where we feel like we've powered up enough to not feel vulnerable at every turn. Right now, oh god, as I say this, I'm like a single death, I was going to say, or a single bit of HP damage away. They don't hurt you at all. How would I cross this, though? Maybe, it looks like maybe there's like this little strip of land. Like, can I jump from there to there? You get like a double jump, so I'm going to try it. This is fun, kind of solving I was going to say it's fun solving navigational puzzles. What's not fun is having it like glitch you off of an edge. There we go. Oh, I guess I could have climbed that rock and paraglided as well. Let's reload. I also wonder if you find a shrine, does that become like another drop-off point? Because it'd be interesting to be able to be closer to points of interest even if you die. Also, what's the status of these things? Yeah, bad. I'm poisoned. I wanted to learn, though. I went away quickly, and I still have 12 of 101 HP, so I don't actually know what the repercussions were for that. There's my blade. Hoping no one pops up as I try to claim it. Giant's Needle. Inherent, it's a charged attack, allows you to throw your spear. Whoa! Unorthodox spear with swift attack combos. Activate, so the special. Activate to summon 3 enemies seeking bombs that chase down enemies, dealing. But will it tell me how to do that? Equip, please. Now, can I look at this and cache it? Like, what does cache do? I don't know, but it's gone. Alright, so I'm starting to clear the map of things to do up in this corner, which is nice. I have no idea how I'm going to safely get back to where I was. Looks friendly in terms of what it led to run up from, but really counting on the glider here. Fuck. Alright, we're at 12 HP. I notice now, though, the red sliver of health is gone from next to the red HP. Can I make this somehow? Like, can I make this? Yes. Okay. No, don't fall in. I kind of just... It looked like I rolled. I didn't actually, but... I am not interested in drawing the heat from these dudes, but it looks like I don't have a choice. Bang! Interact. So, but if I charge my thing... Oh, that's cool. Can you lock on to enemies? That's another question I'd like to get an answer to. Yeah, man, the art style is cool in this one. Ooh, what does that mean? He's making the world more deadly? Dropping more baddies? Do you remember Hyperlight Drifter, Andy? You've seen the game. I don't know if we played it together, if you just saw me play it, or I don't remember what that was like. But I do think it was during the... What in the hell are you? That doesn't seem good. That's a you're too weak for this boss situation. But it looked way different. Yeah, it was like a pixel art. I mean, it had the same vibe, but was like a pixel art version of this. So I think in another language that was trying to tell me that we gone on too long. Now, what's super interesting about this as I'm playing it more is, from what I can remember from the descriptions we've heard from Night Rain. Yeah, it was top-down, isometric. Hyperlight Drifter was. From the descriptions I remember hearing from Night Rain, you have like 45 minutes to complete a cycle, I think 15-minute days. Or I can't remember if it was 3 45-minute days, one or the other. World slowly shrinks as you beat bosses. You find items to get stronger to be able to defeat those bosses, all in an effort to defeat the final boss. That seems very similar to the formula here. So like a permanent progression roguelite like Hades, where there is a story, you can beat the game, but you're dropping in to do XYZ. So, I mean, and obviously this was much further along than Night Rain was. Although Night Rain could practically be done for all we know. We haven't seen it. I always just think it's interesting how two games kind of get built in unison and parallel like that. And I assume the developers both don't know that. But it looks like we landed in a very similar place. So I will be interested to see, okay, what does Hyperlight Breaker look like in comparison to Night Rain over a course of time? Prism collected, it says. What prism did I collect? I didn't collect any prism. Was that a boss I died to? No. I wish. I gotta go all the way around. What is this? An extraction point or something? That's what it looks like. Yeah. I think the path I just went is my only way. And the issue is now I don't have anything. I don't know what Y does either. Tail is cool. Again, not really sure what the character selection situation is going to be in, or how much of that's available yet. I lost my cool gun. That is interesting. Like, if I go back, is it there? Or do I lose the equipment that I had found? I'm going to have to find out here, because otherwise these guys are going to follow me, so. Cool. I'm done here. I'm going to need some range to be able to make much of a dent, but no, the guy is dead still without my gun attached to him anymore. So I'm further along and weaker simultaneously. And I don't think there's a marker of any kind to show, hey, you died here, come get your stuff. I think it's just gone between deaths. Someone from over there is going to follow me, and I have no gun. So now I guess the priority in the new zone is going to be a gun. Or a sword, which does exist there. We're about to find out, when does an enemy leash in this game, or does it ever? Also, is time moving? Because it seems more dusky than it had been before. Are you a sniper, sir? And could I have your gun? I'd love your gun. You all followed me up here, and you don't have any shooting ability, so I guess I'll farm whatever I'm getting for killing you. I also have a key that I don't know how to use. No secrets over there. How far am I? I am not close to anything. Okay, well, that's been bad every single time. So, I'm just going to keep running. That's a dude that killed me. Wait, what is this? A barrel. I think that's one of the barrels. Oh boy. I'm going to deal with you first because it looks like something worse is up ahead. Maybe not. Something I'm still going to have trouble handling, though. Because I have no way to dodge, so, like, it's not a skill-based thing. Those guys are insane. One attack from him is going to kill me. Yeah. Poof. So I think that's a run. That's a run. Right? A full run? I had a shield of some kind, apparently. I am interested to see how a run rolls over now, right? Because I'm at 0-4. Are they going to let me go one more time? Or is that it? Assume I'm done. Or did I just cash in the fourth one? But the point is, no matter what, in this one video, I want to see what happens between runs. How much does the world change? What can I and can't I cash in? So can I buy like a permanent starter gun? Like where the where'd the NPC go? Do they all run away if you die a certain amount of times? They're like, dude, no, don't do this to yourself. What can you do for me? Unlocked gear upgrading. For 460 water droplets, I can undo one of those. Truthfully, the guns are more valuable. I'm going to buy it. I just want to know, like, does that become a thing I always have now? What do you sell? I don't have any hollow bites. You're the gun man. You're who I should have saved my money for. Repair location. So I need to find microchips. I've got 9, and I'm collecting those between runs. And Ferris bit is over here now. Create new world composition. Telebad reactivation cost. What if I didn't have any? Alright, so you cash in your droplets. But what if I didn't have enough? You just can't play another run ever again? Is that how it works? That'd be a tough design. Alright, so we're still going to pursue that boss. I would like to now start with my cooler thing. And then eventually I'd like to unlock a gun. Because I do think that's going to be the difference in being able to make progress. To keep some range between some of these things. Dude. I just noticed I'm staring at this loading screen because it's taking so long. I haven't said a word. What are we dealing with? Like, I'm looking at myself in the past on stream. Zoned out. It's like I was trying to see if I could stay as still as the loading screen. Wild. Okay, it looks very different. Hopefully I can find another gun on a dead person. Yeah, give me that. Like a level 1 gun? Absolutely. So your first of your 4 lives, they're going to give you a reasonable weapon to work with. Which is interesting and good. All right. So we came out of the shrine. Let me get my bearings. It looks like maybe we have a little bit more of a reasonable altitude to start at. We need to actually activate it. Shrine actions, refill medkit. I have 0 in my medkit regardless. So let's start. Wait, well, first, before we do that, nothing is down this way, so we want to start by going up. I don't know if items exist outside the marked ones or not. Like if there's reason to explore spots that don't have items marked on them. For now, I'm not going to. I feel like it's been more beneficial to just beeline toward the things I want and need. The issue is if I go straight towards stuff like a gun or, you know, whatever it might be, then if you die, it's gone from your future run. So part of me is like, leave this first gun. Then if we die, we have a resource to work with later, you know? So it's, instead it says a prism is straight ahead. Are you serious right now? Oh, we're slower. This is a slower weapon. It's stronger. Okay. That looks important. Silicone socket or an akimbo actuator. Dual blade gains plus 20 damage. Or skill blades. What do I don't know what I have. It looks more like that. Can I back off it for now? And just learn about my own stuff? It's a heavy. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll take this one. I want to go toward gun prism. Because there's a gun by the other one anyway. So let's do this one that seems to, like, maybe it'll have less heat around it. Does look like maybe your health regenerates slowly. I'm assuming the guy with spikes coming out of his head is who I'm going to want to kill to get the prism. And I want to do that, but I don't want to do that without killing everything else first. Oh my god. What are you supposed to do to be strong enough to kill this thing? I guess kill everything else? Like, are you supposed to have a shot at a prism right away? I don't even know if I did any damage to him. Interesting. Alright, well, we can beeline around to that again. We are going to be gunless. Which is unfortunate. Ain't nobody want to be gunless. What kind of stuff can you do? She can give me a med kit capacity, but I can't do it without a barrel. I don't need barrels, and I don't know how to get barrels. So without barrels, I can't heal. Without heals, I don't think I can get barrels. Without those things, I can't get microchips, which unlock this gun person, which would make my life easier. Air location, I got 9. Cool. I'm just hoping at some point, like, I crack through some kind of... Okay, and then that sword I bought was a one-time thing, apparently. So, that's not even permanent. I'm not confident enough to say the design is not good, but I'm starting to feel closer to feeling comfortable with saying the design isn't good enough yet. I also said I wouldn't refund this, and I think that's true. But I also certainly wouldn't recommend you buy it yet. That's how I would put it. Unless you love Hyperlight Drifter, and you love what you're seeing right now on screen, despite my horrible execution of gameplay. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure you could be more skilled at this, but I don't feel mobile. It feels like a game that is made, like it feels like an indie game, not made by a company who's already made an accomplished title that has been really impressive, that everyone loved, which they have. I think that it needs a lot of work. And again, unless it's something where you're just truly in love with this sort of brand and franchise and what it offers, I would hold off and wait for it to be in 1.0, which I have no doubts. Well, I have some doubts, but I have few doubts that the final product here will be good. I'm just not sure that we're there yet. Like I said, we're gonna see through this entire second run. I want to see what the whole loop sort of feels like organically. But I would say between the jank, the mobility issues, or like the lack of comfortable mobility, because I don't mind. I mean, like, I want the enemies to feel hard. I want it to feel scary that I'm in these areas. But like, take a Helldivers for example. That has a it's not the same in any way. Like, it's very different. It has similarities, but that game makes sure you feel like you can overcome obstacles you're facing. And the challenge comes from like the types of missions you can take on. Like this bug, I can't dodge. My only movement options are to run and to jump, and I don't have a comfortable way to do that. Blade damage every time a material is collected. Flash. What is flash step? And that might be the other thing. Maybe I have things at my disposal I don't know about. I also forgot I could parry till just now. Maybe that's a huge thing I'm missing that I should try to think about. What is flash step, though? That sounds dodgy. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god, there's a dodge. It's attached to my trigger. Alright, well, I take back a lot of what I just said. At least in practice, or in theory, not in practice yet. Alright, so, for example, can I parry the shot coming from this guy? Or can I parry like an attack coming from this guy? I do still need a heal. We stun-locked him into submission. I'm still gonna die from this guy I can't see out in the distance. Okay. Isn't the gun, like, right here? Oh, he's the boss. I mean, if I take a single... If he breathes on me, I will die. I don't... Again, I think that could stand to be in English. I feel like it's telling me you've officially engaged with this boss, and that he will now pursue you. Like, you've entered an open world boss fight sort of thing, rather than him just being around you. But I'm also not clear if that's what it means, or if it means like, oh, you've been here long enough that we're dialing up the enemies, or they're respawning in your area, or... Because there was a mention that, like, the difficulty goes up the longer you're in a place, or at least that was my understanding of one of the tutorial screens that we were getting early on. Oh my god. I will say the flash step is a game changer. I mean, like, I'm able to get out of situations way, way differently than I was before. So I am intrigued about my next life. I'm hoping now I can kind of just collect enough to make this one interesting. I don't know what I just collected. I'd love to find a barrel. Isn't this... Didn't it say there was a gun here? It's behind me. Does that mean it's with the bad guy? Where's the enemy? And why didn't I... Is that him? Oh boy. No! He's not as aggressive as I expected. He doesn't seem to like me being on his nuts either. This is real glitchy right now. I don't really want to cheese my first boss of this game, but you can't handle the heat, dude. Get out of the kitchen. I assume my prism will follow through in the lives. Is he just meant to be running from me constantly? No. Okay. So I have my prism. I would like to collect it first, right? Somebody's gonna come up and like bite me in the ass while I'm doing this. So a glove. Compact rails get 30 damage. Become invincible for 2 seconds after taking damage. Is that gonna cost me or give me? That's blue, which is a recursive bind. I'm equipping that one. I think a prism should fully heal you. That's just a little idea for your butts, y'all. Oh, and there's a lock on. I'm starting to like this more. The ability to dodge has made me begin to like this more. I think it's an onboarding, a tutorial problem. So I spent the whole time walking up that hill belly aching about my problems, when in actuality there were some onboarding issues. So I still stand by complaints, but they aren't complaints that mean the game isn't playable. That means that it's hard to onboard, which hopefully that's what this is going to be good for, right? Is kind of feeling through that. And if you're at home kind of debating whether or not to get this one, my recommendation is changing quickly. There's still some performance issues. There's still some jank. I mean, you saw me fight that boss. That wasn't fun. Right? Like, I want the boss to be a challenge. But at the same time, no! I'm gonna fucking have to climb all that again. That's really hard to control that. But at the same time... Oh, God. But remember when I said, oh, if an enemy shot at you and then it would just flash and make it interesting where I had a way to dodge out of it? I mean, that's exactly what it's doing. I mean, that's exactly what it does. And that's exactly what feels good. See, now I can go sideways while I'm fighting enemies. I have my dodge. I haven't parried anyone successfully yet, but I also have like 11 health. I'm not necessarily ready for that. I also think maybe, what if they put a training mode in the hub? And you drop enough frames in the hub that I don't know how good that would or wouldn't feel, but they could do it. Now let's see if we can't get our paraglider to let me glide over in a way that feels a little more reasonable. It was so difficult to control the way I jumped. I think what I'm going to want to do is just get over it and then let go. We're going to equip it because it's the only gun we have, so not a lot to compare it to, and I mostly just want to make sure we get out of dodge. Same one we had last time. So we'll go ahead and use that, and then let's refer to the map to see what's next. I think do we go for the next prism? We have one of them. I think the idea of gathering prisms to become stronger, I think, is what's happening. Still don't understand what these are. Wish I understood what anything was. Let's give you some water. But I think it's the language of the like any roguelite takes a little while to understand the language and then eventually the meta, but like of what you're supposed to and not supposed to do. There's another gun here. Oh god. Which I don't think is necessarily something I need to worry about. I have a pretty good one. I actually like this gun a lot. Yeah, it takes a second to charge, but it sort of hones and gets stronger as you go, and now with my more mobile options... Fuck, I dodged directly into that. Oh my god, it has gotten hot here. Alright, I got killed by a slime. But I am now very intrigued. I feel like I'm able to do more. I mean, look, that's my biggest loadout by far. I did have a purple gun that I'm going to lose. Which sucks. but big fan of the direction that everything just went there and that specific life. Okay. So I could. What's my microchip situation? Can I go unlock a gun now? Because to start runs with guns be a bit of a game changer. I think this is like the first person I'd want to do. I saw 9 microchips. I thought if you cache a gun, that's probably so. It showed me it was like worth 2 microchips, for example, the gun I saw. Why do I get to keep this? What? They're going to persist between runs? Anyway, when I looked at a gun at one point, it told me all its benefits. Obviously what the weapon itself was, but then I also saw 2 microchips attached to it. I think when I cached my old weapon, I think that's what's happening. I think that's the benefit of going and finding things you already have. You can cache them for microchips, which unlock permanent progression back in the hub. If I get an opportunity to check that during this run, I'm going to do it. I know I'm at 9 microchips. Say we find a sword or a gun that has 1 or 2. We'll go back, say if we're at 10 or 11 back in the hub. And that'll give us a clearer understanding of if that's what's happening. But that's my guess. Well, look, I sucked real bad for an entire run. Does that mean a meteor strike is coming to Earth? I mean, that's the world event, which again is similar to. Did that happen over there? Looks like it's happening in that zone. They talked about same thing in Night Rain. Like there will be world events that happen around you. This is so similar. Oh, 1 is straight ahead. Does that also mean I can wipe out all the enemies? I'm interested in seeing if I can go get the prism up here. Do I want to like not go into it? Or does it last X amount of time? Everything's sort of on fire. It looks like I can stay on... What is going on? Looks like I can maybe sort of stay on the fringe. Oh, come on. There's just no reason for these bugs to be a problem. I'm going to be at half health because these fucking bugs. Still definitely a clunkiness. What in the fuck is happening? Do I parry him? That didn't do anything. God, there's still shit about this that is super stupid. I mean, maybe like a different kind of gun. Also, I don't know if that neon appearance matters. It's as far as like... No. No. Well, now I'm not going for the boss. Alright, he's dead. What is this? Okay, so look, Neuroshock. Instead of equipping it, or like while equipping it. Whoa! Okay, so I also have a power move. So say I equip this. Can I then go into my menu and cache it? For a microchip. So I killed it. I should have 10 microchips back in the hub. As a type of currency that I could use to do permanent upgrades. Also, I'm interested in knowing, so I'm at 8 health. I just kind of want to keep an eye on, like, does your health slowly come back over time in any way? Even if it's just, like, the module that you're in? I've already done this, so let's go this way. All right, so let's see. Do we have 10 microchips? That's what I want to know. And I'm going to see through all my reses, but I think we're getting close to the end here where I would say I'll dial back what I said before of like, don't buy this now. You got to be a super fan. If you're interested in it and you think it's worth the money to kind of see what they do to it over time, you could do it. I think probably it's still worth waiting for a full release because I do believe that they'll work out all of the kinks and stuff, of which there are many right now. Aside from performance, lack of resolution options. Well, let me summarize all this at the end. I don't want to, because I imagine that's where a lot of people will go, and I can put chapters and like that on this here on YouTube so that you understand which sections are which. Because the problem is, like, did it show me the controls that one time I was entering? So you can customize your controls. What's left bumper? Anything? Ultimate? Dash should be circle, man. Parry should be left bumper. Nope, go back. And ultimate, so circle left bumper. What isn't used yet? Right trigger? No. Right trigger. Well, I just messed something up. I need a different button for ultimate. Is it left stick? Does anything happen when you push the left stick down? Alright, hopefully I don't do that by accident. I'm sure I will, but... So do I have 10 microchips? Should have 10. I still have 9. So what happened for me deleting a 1 microchip item in the world? I don't understand that. I also am a little unclear why some of this is getting to stay with me. This came out of the world. Flash step reflects projectiles. I mean, that's cool. Let's say I delete that right here. Can't. Okay. Let's just do a final one here. The world does look cool. I mean, like, I'm a big fan. The hub is colorful. I mean, I just think, like, everything's gonna come together. It's just, there's a layer of jank so far that's hard to get through. It doesn't feel too crazy in terms of what, like, a year of work might be able to get them to. Loading would be one of them. Drop frames, just general performance. I think that would all be big. So let's do a final run here, and then I'll kind of give you my final thoughts. Since this is the last res of this particular run. It's interesting. So each death pushes time forward. That's what the sunset situation is. I'm finally noticing that. I do still have my gun, so I'm going to go straight ahead. Yeah, I attached something to an ultimate, but I guess maybe I don't have it yet. As I'm trying to press that left stick and nothing's happening. Output coupler line. I don't know what a line rail is. Stamina recovery speed. I do know what that is, so I'm going to take that. Right now, we're just going speed mode. Having circle be your dash feels so good. Materials. Hey! Oh, okay, that was chips. So turning your shit in, at least as far as I've been able to figure out, does not regain your chips. But... okay. I'm starting to get these bugs. I know I whined a lot about in the last one, but... it's not good to shoot with a charged gun. And they do, like, sort of a suspicious amount of damage. Alright. There's something going on in here, so I'm going to do it first. We'll explore this tower and then see what happens in terms of the boss. Couldn't see him. Okay. We're doing okay. Half health through that many people. And some ambushes. I ain't mad about that. Oh my word. I can't see anything. Did I kill the guy? No. Eon. Getting better there with that. I'm also interested to know what the co-op feels like. I mean, God, I don't even want to know what the online connectivity stability looks like at this moment. But long term, it'd be fun to run around and do stuff with your friends. But I also wonder, like, the design here makes me feel like you could be fighting for loot. With the frag grenade. We have a Shatter Gauntlet. Press and hold to aim your punch. Release the strike dealing 2 to 350 damage. I want that. How do you use that? I'm gonna go to the top for now. So I can always fly down. I want that. Core? What is a core? Also, prism or enemy is straight in front of me, so it's all in that building. Yeah, we're going up. Was that dinosaur the one? Or was that just an enemy? I don't know what that is. Like a zombie attack. So those are like world events. We now know what that means. We think. We now think we know what that means. I don't know the controls to do a punch. Or my power punch of death. Maybe it's my super? No. Oh, it shows me. It's my left stick. What is this thing? Jump? Oh. That's not as high as I could go, so let's try again. Crown gate open! Okay. Is that a guy ready to play drums? Or is he an NPC here to sell me stuff? Okay. Look at me, claws. It says I need 104 water. What happened to all my water, dog? What's a crown gate? And how do I go to it? Probably that, right? In the bottom there. Am I facing it? It's literally the exact opposite way. If I do this... oh, God. I'm beelining toward a crown. I'm just hoping to get in. My health is good. So it does seem like getting your prism ups your health. The shrine is right there, but this is my last... pretty sure this is my last... You guys are the actual worst. Like, you're the worst things in this game that I've ever seen. Especially when you don't have any health. Or, excuse me, any ammo. Alright, so let's hit up the shrine. Again, I don't know what happens if I go inside this Arc of Doom, which is actually where I want to go. So am I going to die if I step in this? Warning, what? Oh, it's like biohazard. So I can't even go to the crown that I unlocked. Can I? Or is it in this? It looks like maybe I can squeeze in. Oh, I hope there's another entrance. I really wanted to end by dying to a boss for you all. Wouldn't that be so appropriate? Be so appropriate. This is stupid. Okay, so I saw the door on the other side. There's like the world's smallest crack. I think maybe if I run through, because I have an amount of time, right? For this to build. It does seem like if I can get through it now, interact, I'm in. Or I should be in. Boss fight. So we saw what happens when you collect the prisms and unlock one of the 3 bosses you need to beat. So I'm going to go ahead and get my shit stomped. So I don't even really know what upgrades I bought. Use that as my last death. And we'll give you final thoughts. Got like the X-Play or X Games logo. X-Play would be cool. Y'all remember that show on G4? Oh, we did the wolf. We got the wolf. I called him a wolf. He's a cool looking boss, I'll tell you that. Okay, well. Immediately took damage. I'd love to kill the ads. I mean, I'm pretty weak. But the ads are gone. I tried to hit my super on him. Alright, we did like a little tiny bit of damage. I don't think I was fully upgraded, but I think knowing what you need to do now and knowing that you could do that, those are healths of how long the materials last in your run. That's a cool mechanic. So the reason I was able to keep the gun is, I think probably because of its purple level or whatever, but see the 3 pips below it, it lasted X amount of reses through a run. That's cool. So with that, we've kind of uncovered another interesting mechanic of the game. So now we have a new run. I don't know how many microchips we ended up with, but I'd like to activate the gun shop. I'm already thinking of stuff I want to do next, which is a great sign of a roguelike game, you know, where you say, one more. I'm not going to do it on stream or on this first impressions video, but I would say, I want to go out to the cool area as I talk about it, just so that's kind of in the background. But let's start with the negative. So this is my final thoughts. I want to start with the negative. There are performance issues. I mean, you can see them especially in the hub. It cleans up a little bit when you're out here, but I mean, I'm not getting my clean 60 FPS. It certainly feels like I'm dropping frames. It's a little shaky. The game, it's hard to explain it. I don't know if you can see it when I'm playing, but the feel is a little bit janky. It does not feel fluid. You get stuck on things. The camera sensitivity is a little bit too strong, and there's not a setting to change that. I've heard it's worse on mouse and keyboard. That's one of the reasons it has really bad reviews on Steam, from what I've seen. There's a lot of controls that aren't clearly given to you. The tutorialization as a whole, I think, is one of the big negatives. I would have loved this, I think, if I understood a little bit better what was happening as I did it. However, the obtuse nature of the game was a part of Hyperlight Drifter, and I'm not surprised to see it come through this one. And I actually don't mind it too terribly in a roguelite. You're meant to experiment. So that idea of me at the end, oh, that's why that does that. That's why that thing came back with me. Wait, that didn't give me my currency? So on and so forth. I think the realization of those things as you go can be part of the appeal if that's something you're interested in. But I just want to lay out that it is not clearly given to you. And I'm somewhere in the middle, right? Like I like it, but I don't love it necessarily. Also not sure why like some of my screen is getting cut off, by the way, all of a sudden in the bottom left and the top, but I don't know. It's like cinematic bars came in or something. What do I like? I think it's going to be a fun roguelike. I like the res system where it's not a single death, so you can learn from a run 3 times before you have paid the price of the run ending. So, oh, that thing killed me, I'm not ready for it. It's not just run over. It's okay, let's avoid that. Let's go get stronger. Or here's how we deal with it. I think that's pretty great. Um, I think that mechanic we discovered at the end, that you find items that stay with you through reses, which that's really cool. We didn't unlock many shops. I don't even know how many microchips we ended up with. We did 2 full runs, so 4 reses each, and I'm just now have enough to bring back the rail mechanic, which is our guns, which is cool. When you buy things from these vendors, you can buy guns that come with you for a run. They're not permanent. You can't just always pick them in your loadout, um, but it'll be available when you come for your next run. So time passes through runs as well, which is cool. I think that was cool visually. The game looks cool. I mean, it looks really great. They did a good job of upresing from the isometric pixelated art from Hyperlight Drifter to bringing it into this 3D world without sacrificing the kind of tone and cool like neon cyberpunk nature that they were going for. I don't know if you call this like cell shaded necessarily, maybe you would, but without going like, full fidelity, but still looking really good. I think overall the game's in early access, and I think that's important to know, and a lot of people know what they're getting with that. Whether the state of this is what you want or not, I leave it to you, but you could watch my sentiment change from, oh, this is pretty good, to, oh, I actually don't really like this at all, to, oh, wait, that does that. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Oh, dodge, all these things I kind of learned that I'd missed from the just brief, weird tutorialization. I think that's important. I know my camera died like right as we're talking about this stuff. Um, I think what's really cool about this, bring it back, baby. Show the room, go back away, blur me, bring up the stuff. I don't know. Is it gonna bring me back? Now my camera's as bugged as the game. Oh, look. Bring back, flip, come back, blur, green screen. There it is. Okay. So it's in early access. If you're willing to go through the pain points and know you're not getting a full game, it'll just slowly get better as you go. Great. Otherwise, if you have plenty of other stuff to play, my recommendation is probably add this to your wish list, unless you just really want to support the devs right now for whatever reason, which is great. Watch it, and when it comes out in 1.0, buy it then if you've heard good things about what they have and haven't improved. If this were a 1.0 release, I would tell you to stay away from it. I mean, the combat is the core of the game, and it doesn't feel good enough yet to excuse the price tag of the game, which is only, I believe, $30, and it does come with Hyperlight Drifter. I couldn't find a way to only buy this game, so it comes with Hyperlight Drifter packed in. But $30 for a game that feels like this, it's focused on the action. It's not really excusable, but I know what's coming. I know it will get better. I remember how good the combat felt in Hyperlight Drifter, and I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that that's coming to this. So that's first impressions of Hyperlight Breaker here on Dexbuild. I'm Matt. I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll do all kinds of first impressions videos. If you did, hit the like button. It helps us out a ton. Leave comments below. Let me know what you think of this one. If you tried it, did you refund it? What do you think of the combat systems? I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to see more of our Let's Plays and things like that, on this channel, we play all kinds of stuff. We really like Souls-like and Metroidvanias and rogues, especially roguelites. So if you like that kind of stuff, we'd love to have you here. Hit subscribe. Maybe even hit the bell if you want to see new videos as we put them up. We put up multiple a week. Right now we're playing through 9 Souls, and Andy on the channel is doing a platinum blind run of Demon Souls. So I'm kind of there to Sherpa him, but as he explores the game for the first time, so you're kind of getting both of those. Love to have you get notifications of those as they come out if you're interested. Otherwise, we hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, we hope to see you again in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.